Bam! Boom! Back at you. How's your day going? Good. Good. Well, it was cold today. The real first snow. Got up and had to scrape the car and did all that stuff, and got to work, and I was just feeling real thankful that I have a job, and that I'm putting the Lord first. I'm putting the Lord first. And I'm going to tell you about that. I'm going to tell you about putting the Lord first. When you put the Lord first, He blesses. Blessings come down all around you. When you put Him first, He puts you first. Try it. Try it. I'm going to tell you a little story. Years ago, I was in California. I was young, but I was having a good time. I thought I was having a good time, and I was at a friend of mine's. We was in Lakewood, California, and we were partying, and we were getting ready to start partying. And like I said, I was young and I was dumb, but I was full of energy and I haven't had a bad relationship. I didn't know what it was to have an ugly relationship. I never did have an ugly relationship. I was young. I didn't know nothing about that kind of stuff. I was a late bloomer. I don't think I kissed my first girl till I was like 16 years old, maybe 17. So that's how I was into sports. You know what I mean? I was into sports. And so I didn't kiss. I was a late bloomer, and I didn't care. That's how I was. It was cool. It was cool with me. You know what I mean? I was having fun. But anyways, I was at my friend's house, and we wanted to do some drugs. So I went to Compton. Me and my two friends went to Compton, and we got some dope. I had a pocket full of rocks, some coke. I had a pocket full of rocks. Now, I was with my friend Candelario from Chivas and my friend Tom. We called him Horse. And they crossed, got the rocks. We're on our way back to the car because we walked to where we needed to go. We didn't drive. And really, so that's another story. But they crossed Sportsman Drive, and then I was crossing. I don't know how it happened. Somehow I'm faced with this decision. A diesel was coming this way, and another car like a bullet was coming this way. And I'm just gonna make this story short because it's really a lot of stuff happened, but I'm just gonna say it real short and simple. If there's anything that this Scandinavian, this Norwegian, this Mexican, if there's anything that I ever want you to believe that comes out of my mouth, it's this. It's this one right here. And this woke me up. This was my first true, real, final. This was proof. This was the proof that I needed. But I had to be flattened out. Now my friend Candelario and Tom, they crossed Sportsman Drive. I was coming behind them. Okay? I had to make a split decision. A diesel's coming this way, another car's coming this way. I'm going to get hit by a vehicle. One of these vehicles are going to hit me. I didn't have no time to think. I turned towards the small vehicle. And I turned my body towards that vehicle. And I said, well, I tried to jump over it. Like this. And as I started going like this, bam! So, as I jumped, that car hit me. Boom! And I'm trying to jump over it, but I didn't have time. I knew I didn't have time, but I had to try it with what time I had. And so as that car hit my legs, as I jumped, bam! There goes my legs, and boom! Into the windshield. There was never no pain. When you're traumatized like that, when you have a accident like that, when your body when A lot of people, oh my God, the pain, the pain. They think just there is no pain. Just like if you jump from a high building and you hit the floor, you don't feel no pain. You're just dead. There is no pain. The biggest thing is what you're going through in your mind as you're falling. You know, oh my God, it's the fear. But when you hit the ground, splat, you don't. There's no pain. When you get hit by a car like that, your body's so traumatized that there's no pain. This is what happened. Don't ever forget this. Okay? Don't ever forget this. This is a true story. This ain't no joke. This ain't funny. As God is my witness. As God is my witness, I'm going to tell you this. As soon as that car hit me, bam, I left my body. And people say, oh, I had an out-of-body experience. I hate that. I don't like that. Because when something happens to you like this, to say out-of-body experience is so cheap and so generic that when someone says, it's like, don't even say out-of-body experience. This really happened. This really happened. Okay, so I got hit by the car. My mind never left me. All I know is I left my body. Now, I knew that I just got hit by a car. I knew that my body was down there. And I took off somewhere. Boom. In a flash, it's all dark around me. It's like I'm hovering in space. It's all dark. And my head's down like this, and I'm crying. I'm crying, I'm crying. Above me, there's these smoke figures. Like, there's smoke figures of people. And there's one there, and they made a circle. So there's a few of them. You know, 1, 2, 3, must have been about 7, 8 of them. They were smoke figures in a circle. But I'm like this. And there was never no words. Everything that was going on, it was just, there was never no words. But I knew everything that was going on. I was feeling sorrow. I was being erased. And I had to, and I'm going to say this, I'm kind of going through this real quick, but I felt a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff was going through me, and I'm crying, and I know that I'm being decided on. It just, I can't explain it, but it was final. And the sorrow is what you're going to feel when you go to the Lord. And when you're erased, I'm going to tell you something. When you're erased, that means there never was a you. There never is you. Any trail that you ever made is gone. When you're erased, you were never there. When you lose that life, when you lose your soul, when it's done, the sorrow that I felt was that I was gone. Lights out. There was never no me. There was never going to be a me. Everything that there was about me is erased, and it's gone, and it's final. I knew that. Like I said, my mind never left me. I knew that my body was down there. I knew I was being decided on. A lot of stuff happened. At the very end of my name, this is how I can just, to make it clear to you, like I'm being erased. And there was one speck left. And at that time, I was permitted to say something. And I said, God, please don't let me die. That's all I could say is, God, please don't let me die. When I said that, there was so much meaning behind that. God, please don't let me die. Only a few words. But when I said, God, please don't let me die, He knew that I was talking to Him. There was no one before Him. There was only one God, and that's the God that I was talking to. And when I said, God, please don't let me die, there was so much meaning behind it. I can explain what God, please don't let me die is. When those are your last words, when all you have is is something to say, and all you can say is, God, please don't let me die. And all that was, God, please forgive me. God, I love you. God, I'm sorry. God, thank you for the time that you did give me. Thank you for everything. Lord, it's everything was in those words. I didn't have to say no more. I knew what was in those words, and He knows everything about me. So when I said that, there could have been a book this fat of meaning behind that. As soon as I said that, bam, I was back in my body. I opened up my eyes. I knew what happened. I knew exactly what happened. I was dead. But the Lord, it wasn't nothing I deserved. By His grace and His love that He has for each one of us, I was alive. I'm laying in the middle of the street. My friend horse is smacking me. Bam! 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 And I said, stop. I said, stop hitting me. Stop hitting me. He was hitting me because he was saying, wake up, wake up. He seen what happened, and he was trying to wake me up. And I said, stop it, Tom, stop. And I said, first thing I knew that the cops were coming, that the ambulance was coming. I said, Tom, get the rocks out of my pocket. Get the dope. Get that away from me. The cops are coming. They're coming. And I said, Tom, I can't feel my legs. I can't feel my legs. Bam! I went out. I was out again. When I woke up again, Tom's on me, hit me again. Bam! 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 I woke up again, and I'm looking at him. I said, stop hitting me, stop hitting me. When I went out again, I woke up again. I'm still in the street. This time, the paramedics are cutting this, like, your legs. He's cutting my pants along the side. He's cutting the sides so he can lift up the pant leg, and he's cutting the sides of my pants, and he's trying to line my bone up right there in the middle of the street. He's trying to get my legs and line them back up. That's how I was gone. He was lying, and I passed out again. When I woke up again, I'm in Martin Luther King Trauma Center in Compton. Okay? And it was a weekend, and I was just another victim of a weekend in California, in Compton. There was a guy that was in front of me. Bam! Bam! He was shanked. Someone was shanked him. There was a guy in front of him. Bam! He got blasted. There was a guy in front of him. Bam! Took a baseball bat to the head. I was just another guy. And there were so many. In Compton, California, on a weekend, the hospital, the trauma centers are full. That's just what's going on. Trauma centers are full. I was just another body in the hallway. That's how many people there were. That's how it goes on in California back then and today. So I was just another body in the hallway. My head was like this. Bam! Hit the windshield. Boom! I was dead. My family walked past me. They didn't recognize me. I didn't even. I was like, I came out of this with no concussions, nothing. All I can think about was telling my family what happened. Nothing else mattered. Nothing else mattered. Not that I couldn't walk no more. Not that I couldn't do anything anymore. Not that the only thing so when I got them around me, I said, look, because I love them. So I had to tell them the truth. I said, look, you guys, I've got to tell you something. I've got to tell you something that happened to me. I've been telling people since this happened. Many, many years. I tell the same story, and it's never changed because the truth doesn't change. So I tell everybody what happened. And sometimes I feel like I have to convince people. Sometimes people don't get to experience this. As I've been going through this, as I've been going through different, and I like to talk to older people because older people been around longer and they've experienced a lot of things. But I'm always feeling like I have to convince people that this really happened. And all I can say is, look, there's nothing I can do except to tell you what happened. Now it's up to you to believe me or not. Everybody has different stories when you when they get traumatized, or when you find yourself at the foot of the cross, or when you have a death to life experience. And this ain't an experience. This really happened. This is when the Lord gave me my life back in the streets of Compton, California. So what I know is real, I have to tell people. And all I can say is, look, all I can do is tell you the truth. You take it from there. But if I don't tell you the truth, if I don't tell you that there is a God, raised the devil, then what am I doing? So I don't ever stop telling people how the Lord, and there's all these things going on. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, look at that magic. And look at the witchcraft. And look at, I was raised from the dead. The Lord raised my dead body back to life. So I told you, there's nothing crazy about me. I have common sense. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. But if you know me, if you ever talk to me, you ever hung around me, you know that I'm not crazy. And if I ever do something and end up in court, I'm gonna have to answer, because when you're found with common sense, when you're able to stand in front of a judge, unless there's some, if you're competent, if you're found like you're competent, if you're competent, that means you have, whatever you done, you're competent. So you have to stand in front of the judge and get your due penalty. You got to get what's coming to you because you're competent. That means this is working. But if you're incompetent, if there's something wrong with this and you're incompetent, then they say, well, look, he can't be in front of me. The judge says there's something wrong with him. He's not firing right. Something ain't working right. So you're found incompetent. And that's when you have medical. Well, there's mental issues going on. So you can't be held responsible like a regular person that's competent. I'm competent. I'm not incompetent. So because of that, I have to, whenever I make mistakes, whenever I was doing what I was doing and going in jail, I was found competent. And because I was found with common sense, I had to pay for what I did. There's consequences. There's consequences for your actions and your decisions. And I paid for them. I wasn't held incompetent. I was held competent, so I had to pay. So what I'm saying with that, what I'm saying by this is, I'm not crazy. All I can do is tell you the truth. And I understand that everybody doesn't experience this in their life. A lot of people, they're hands-on people. They got to see to believe. They can't just hear it from somebody. They might believe it from someone they've known for a long time, someone they trust, someone they care about, someone that they know that's not crazy. When someone tells them something, you say, look, it's kind of hard to believe, but I know you, and I know you're not crazy, and I love you, and I know you got common sense, so I trust what you're saying. I believe what you're saying. So you might trust someone like that. It's harder for you that don't know me to trust what I'm saying. I'm just some guy on some guy telling you something. Who's going to believe me? You know what? All I can do is tell you the truth. And that power, it's not a scary power. I wasn't scared. It was final. It was very final. What was going on with me was final. That's the only word that I could come up with through all these years to describe what was going on. The decision that was being made. It was final. Whatever decision was going to be made, live or die, that was the decision going to be made, and it was final. You don't ever want to go to the Lord that way. You don't ever want to be in front of Him being decided on. I don't know why He allowed me to live. All I know, I was like a child, and I was crying for my soul and for my heart. People tell me, well, Dennis, if you know all this stuff, then why did you get in so much trouble, and why did you go to prison, and why did you been living the way you've been living? I said, look, I can't make excuses for myself. I can't sit here and tell you all these wonderful excuses, because I'd be lying to you. I'm a sinner. And I make bad decisions. And I make mistakes. And that's no excuse. Okay? I'm human. And I'm going to make mistakes. One thing I want you to know. One thing I want you to believe. Anything I ever say, I want you to believe right now what's coming out of my mouth. As God is my witness. It's true. So there, I told you. I've been wanting to share that with you, and I kind of wrapped it up real fast. And what happened back then, has every time as time goes by and I'm getting older and I think about it, it keeps opening up. That story keeps growing more. I start learning from that. I start learning more and more and more as time goes by, as He allows me to understand the situation that I was in. And what happened? That was my first wake up for me. That's when I first knew the power of the Lord, and how understanding, how patient, how His grace, how His love, how He died for you and me. He don't want to see you dying. He don't want to see you laid out on the streets of Compton. I had to learn how to walk again. For the whole summer, I laid in my mom's front room on her couch. I had cast from my toes all the way up to, you know what I mean? And the doctor said, well, Dennis, your mom's going to have to help clean you up when you use the restroom and stuff like that. I was like, hold on. I'm not understanding that. And I'm not the kind of guy that's going to do all that. You know what I mean? So I crawled to the restroom. And my mom's restroom was small. So my legs were like this. I'm in this funny position. But I did that. I wouldn't know. Are you kidding? You know, for one thing, I'll be embarrassed. And ain't that gonna, and I'm already, no. Nah, that wasn't happening. And it didn't happen. But for the whole summer, I laid on that couch. And I learned how to walk again. I went through this device, through that device, to this device, to that device, and finally, I ended up, after all these devices, I ended up on crutches. And when finally I was able to, the cast came off. When the cast came off and I was able to put my first pair of 501 Levi's back on, I put my Levi's back on and I stood there. My legs were strong. I was strong. Now I'm strong. My legs, like, they're fine. They're fine. I'm I move just fine. I move around this world just fine. Thanks to the Lord. Nothing I deserve. I had an attorney. I got my attorney. I was just looking in the phone book, and I got an attorney. He was out of Beverly Hills. Okay? So at this time, I was in a wheelchair when my mom took me up there. So I'm in a wheelchair, you know what I mean? And we're going up to his office, way up in the sky. And we get up to his office, and he's got pictures of Hulk Hogan, of Weird Al Yankovic, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. He's got all these movie stars all over. And I'm looking around, my mom's looking around, and she, I just picked this guy out of a phone book, and I told him what happened over the phone, and he says, "Can you get up here? And we'll go over here, we'll discuss what happened." Well, first they sent an investigator out. The investigator came, he checked it out, and then I went to the big guy. I went to the actual attorney, me and my mom, up in Beverly Hills. After that, we went back home. I was living in Whittier, and I haven't heard from him. Didn't hear nothing from him. That's when I went through a healing process. By the time I went through this, that, the wheelchair, and all that stuff, now I'm walking around and everything. I get into some more trouble, and I end up going to the LA County system. LA County. I'm in Wayside at this time. I'm already walking around. I already healed, but I haven't heard nothing from this attorney. Nothing at all. I'm about a month from getting out. So I've been there for a little bit in the LA County system, under a year. So I'm about ready to get out. I don't have no money. I don't have nothing. I get a visit from one of my attorney's agents, whatever. He comes and visits me, and I'm like, and he's like, blah blah. I said, you know what? I said, I totally forgot all about it. I figured that we didn't have a case and blah and all that other stuff. Because when that guy hit me, it was a hit and run. He didn't stop. It was a hit and run. And so I just thought, well, they didn't find the guy. And he comes and tells me, well, the guy turned himself in the next day. He said he thought he hit somebody. I said, really? And he said, yeah. He said, but the guy didn't have nothing, so we couldn't sue. We couldn't sue the guy. There was lights. I guess there was lights on Sportsman Drive. On Sportsman Drive, there was these lights. Well, he said there was nothing to sue about the guy, but the lights weren't working at the time. The lights weren't working, so we sued the city of Compton. Sued the city of Compton because the lights weren't on, and that's how good these attorneys are. We sued the city of Compton. It didn't have nothing to do with the accident, but he says, now if you wait a little bit, we can get you like $250,000. Or you can take an out of court settlement and get $25,000. I'm like, I'm just getting out of jail. I ain't got nothing. I said, give me the $25,000. They did. But they didn't tell me that I had to pay the court costs, that I had to pay the doctor bills. So by the time all that I got $7,000. $7,000. I should have waited, but I was young and I didn't have no money. I got $7,000 and I blew it in 30 days. 30 days I was living it up. Boy, everybody was my friend then. Everybody's after the money was gone. I was like, and that's when I came to Nebraska. After that, I said I got to get out of here. So I split to Nebraska. But yeah, that's my story. That's one of my stories. And that's what. After I spent all that money, I split. I said, you know what? I said I don't have no friends here. I don't have nobody. I didn't have no kids at the time. I was just messing around. And I knew I had to get out of there. And the Lord brought me here to Nebraska. I know it is His plan. And I know that all this times I had to go through the life that I had to go through, I guess, to be the person that I'm going to be. I couldn't be the man I'm supposed to be if I was there. I couldn't be the man that I'm supposed to be if I'm with this person or if I'm with that girl. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. If I'm with that girl or that girl, I can't be who I'm supposed to be if I'm stuck in the mud with these bad decisions that I make. I know that He's got something for me to do, and I want to do it. 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 I have to do it. My soul right now, I don't even want to be with the girl. You know what I mean? I want to fall in love again, but every time I have a girlfriend or something, it's because I'm looking right here with my eyes. And I said, Lord, please, I don't want to make this it. I don't want to be with the girl that I picked no more. If you allow me to fall in love again, let it be with someone that you put in my path, that you want for me. Don't let me, otherwise I don't want to be with nobody. I don't want to be with no girl. Because there's nothing but problems. You know what I mean? But I want to fall in love. I want to fall in love again. If I want to love a girl the way she should be, a woman the way she should be loved. I want to care about her like she deserves to be. Like the Lord intended it to be. Okay? Not the way I want to, but the way the Lord, like the way we're supposed to love each other. The way I'm supposed to care about somebody. So, I don't want to be just in one of these kind of fake, artificial, these bad relationships. These ugly, and I don't want that. I don't want that. So, I'd rather not even get involved in something like that. And I'm not going to. Right now, I'm focused. And I want to stay focused because I'm clean after a lifetime doing dope. After, you know, I wasn't a bad looking guy when I was younger. And when my eyes saw something, I thought, wow, I could see myself with that. And the Lord said, oh, you want that, Dennis? Go ahead. So I had that. And then I looked over there and I said, wow, look at that. And the Lord said, you want that, Dennis? Go ahead. So I had it. And this went on and on. And all of them relationships were bad. They were all bad and it was all rotten. Nothing good ever came out of that. And I'm like, I was only looking skin deep. I wasn't looking from the inside out. And that cost me. That cost me. It cost me dearly. It cost me dearly. Made a lot of mistakes. Had a lot of bad relationships. Just, you know, it was just bad. And I don't ever want to be like that again. I don't ever want to make that mistake again. Or be with somebody that, I don't want that. So now that I'm awake, I'm a little lonely. I'm a little lonely, and I mean, I can go out there and mess around and do, but I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. I want to be with someone who loves the Lord. I want to be with somebody who puts the Lord first before me. That's what I want. Somebody who has a relationship with the Lord, and then the blessings will come down. When you put the Lord first, He'll bless you. He'll bless you. I know this. I know it. I've had it happen several times. But then I take the wheel and start driving, bam, right into a tree. Bam! You know what I mean? And I don't want that to happen no more. I don't want that. I don't want to hurt nobody. I think I've hurt some girls that really cared about me. And at the time I just was, and I don't want to do that to somebody. I don't want to do that to anybody no more. I don't want to be hurt. I hate being hurt. I love being in love. I love being in love. I love sharing what's inside of me, inside of my heart and soul. I love sharing that with somebody. I don't have no one to share it with. I wish I did. But there's consequences, and I'm paying for my consequences. And I pray that one day, if the Lord allows me to love again, it's going to be someone that He puts in my path, someone who has a beautiful relationship with the Lord. And I want to share. I want to encourage my partner as she encourages me. And we can encourage each other as one under the Lord. I want to be in a position to help other people. And so that's what I want. And that's, and it's up to Him. I don't want to make no more bad decisions. I really don't. I just went to check out this in Grand Island, Nebraska. I was going to Third City Church, but ever since I left the Crossroads here, I had a real bad experience with these people. And the way that they ran things. I talked about them in one of my last videos, and it's still kind of, I don't have nothing good to say. I mean, I do. There's some good things that I have to say, but I feel real sad today about that place. I feel real sad because, when you see somebody pretending to be something and they're not, and you know that they're pretending and they're hiding behind this and hiding behind that, that's how I feel. There's a lot of pretenders. People that are pretending. But the Lord's working on them. The Lord's working with them just like He's working with you and me. So all I can do is pray. Pray for Crossroads and the leadership. There's some kind of leadership. Shouldn't be a leadership or somebody walking around like this. This is a Christ-related place. We should all be acting different and making better decisions. But anyways, I don't know how I got off there. I don't really want to talk about Crossroads because right now not worth talking about. Um, I was talking about Third City Church I was going to, but now I'm going to New Life. I went there one time, and I liked it. It's a smaller setting, but this gentleman got up there, and he started talking about men, and he was talking about how we really don't, like, girls have all these people to talk to when they're having any kind of problems. Girls have a lot of people to talk to. Men, think about it. I don't have no one to talk to. The other day I had a problem with this person that I made a bad decision, but now this person is having to find her own way, her own path. I was just trying to support her, but she wasn't in it all the way. And I'm not talking about with me, because we're not together like that. It's not like that. I was talking about with her addiction, with the people that she's hanging around with. She doesn't have a relationship with the truth. I'm not going to say her name, but she's been like this. She's always been like this, and there's nothing that I can do to change her. I know this because I've tried and I tried and I tried and I tried many, many times, and end up right back in the same spot. She will. So now, before, I was doing dope. So she kind of had her way with me, but now I'm trying to tell her, look, I'm sober, and I'm not doing dope. I'm not the same person. I'm thinking right. The Lord's number one. Not me, not my kids, not anybody. The Lord is number one. My focus is on the Lord. Under that, I have to keep my job. I haven't had a job for a long time, and I know a lot of things. I want to keep my job. It feels good to have my own place. It feels good to have money in the bank. It feels good to have my vehicle. It feels good to be able to do what I want to do now. I wasn't able to do that before. I had to depend on, and she was kind of having a way with me because I was staying with her, and she was being able to treat me any way she wanted it, and because of my addiction, I kind of let her get away with it. I did let her get away with it. Well, now she's back around, and I want to help her because I love her as a sister in Christ. She's a sister in Christ, right? And so I'm trying to help her, but she's not ready. And so I'm trying to tell her, look, you might not be ready, but I am. And the Lord's working at us in different time, different speeds. He's working on you this way, he's working on me this way. So I understand that. And she's trying to say, oh, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I'm done. I gave you a decision. Either you're in it all the way. If you want to be sober, let's be sober. Let's encourage each other. Let's stay sober. Let's cut out everyone around us that's not sober. Because in order for us to stay sober, we can't be around people who are using. We can't. Not that we're not going to know them or not going to see them, but or not going to be in a position to encourage them and try and help them. But right now, we need help. Our boats are sinking. So as we try to be strong, as we try to stay sober, we have to leave. Because if we don't leave, then we can't come back and help. And if we stay here, we're not going to be in a position to help. We're going to sink with the rest of them. But if we leave and get strong, we can come back and help. She's not understanding that. She's not comprehending that. She wants to stay in the mud. And I'm tired of being dirty. I'm tired of thinking dirty. I'm tired of being so far away from the Lord. I'm thinking right today. So I'm trying to tell her, I said, this ain't the same guy. I was dirty then. I was using, and I was thinking different. I'm sober today. I'm doing things different. I'm thinking different. And because I care about me, if I don't care about me, then I'm not going to be able to care about you. If I don't care about me, I'm not going to be able to help you. Because if I stop caring about me, then I'll join you. Because you don't care about you. But if I care about me, then I got to leave. So I can be able to come back in a position to help you. So I said, I'm going this way. If you want, come on, come with me. I'm following the Lord. I'm looking up. I'm not looking down. I'm not looking behind me no more. I'm looking for the Lord. I'm following the Lord. And look what's happened since I started following the Lord. I've been blessed. Bam, 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 bam. All these things. Blessings pouring down on me. I don't deserve them. I don't deserve it. But the Lord has a plan. And I'm feeling it. I'm seeing it. And she was pretending. She wasn't in it all the way. So she started lying. And I'm not going to say what she was doing. But she's the same. She thought that she can do the same things that she's been doing all these years that I've known her. And I'm trying to tell her, look, you got away with that for a long time, many years with me. You've got away with it. But I was dirty. I was using. I wasn't thinking right. I'm not the same guy. I'm sober. I'm sober today. And because I'm sober, I have boundaries. And I have my eyes set on the Lord. So she thinks she's still dealing with the same guy, and that she's still able to manipulate me. I told her, you gotta go. You're not gonna bring me down. You're not gonna lie to me no more. You're not gonna do what you've always done to me. I'm not gonna let you do that. And you want to be hanging around, you want to be lying to me still about stuff that you don't have to lie about? What kind of friend are you being to me? I called my sister and I said, Monica, I said, so-and-so's back around and she done something that hurt me, and I hadn't had that feeling inside of me since the last time that she was around me. Because see, there was a time in there where she wasn't around me. Okay? Well, she was promising I was getting sober, and she wasn't sober, so I cut myself away from her. Some time went by, and she kind of talked her way back in. And so it's been a while. I haven't had that feeling, that ugly feeling, that rotten feeling, that hurt feeling. I was hurt, and she comes around, and bam, there. So I called my sister. I said, I haven't felt that way since the last time that I was around her. And she barely comes back around, and bam, here I am feeling the same way. I said, I don't know what to do, except, I care about her as a person. I'm not in love with her. I don't want a relationship with her. I don't want nothing like that. I just want to see her soul rejoicing in the glory of the Lord. I just want to see her in heaven. That's what I want. And so I can't afford to have her derail me. I can't afford to go backwards. I told her I'm not going backwards. I'm sorry, but I'm not going backwards. And so I had to ask her, and it hurt me, bothered me, because I care about her. I don't want to, but she didn't. She don't care. My heart's bleeding to her. I'm telling her, she don't even know. She don't even know. I care way more about her than she cares about herself. So I had to tell her, I can't do this with you no more. I had to tell her, we got to separate, and we're not together. It's not that kind of separation. It's like we're not boyfriend. I was trying to help her, but I told her, if you want my help, You have to be in all the way. Because if I find out you're half stepping, or you're teeter tottering, or you're still doing this and with these kind of people, you know what I mean? I said, we're not strong enough right now. She hasn't been sober but a couple of days. You know what I mean? So I said, I can't have it around me. I can't afford, I'm out of slack. I used up all my slack. I can't go that way. And if you're doing that, I can't have you around me. So I asked her to leave, and she's gone, and I feel better. I feel better. I feel sad for her. I want to pray for her. I care about her. I don't want nothing to, no harm. But I feel better because I got boundaries now. And she's not going to stop that. She's not going to come between me and the Lord. She's not going to mess up my goals or what I got going on. It's taken me a while to get here, where I'm at. And that's what I wanted for her. I wanted her to be secure. I wanted to get her a car. I wanted to get her a license for the first time in her life. I wanted to get her back on her feet under the Lord. If the Lord allowed me to help her, I was going to help her. And then you know what I mean? I was going to help her as best I could as a friend. But she is still doing that kind of stuff, so I had to ask her to go in. So that's kind of, going through that, and but I feel good. I feel good that I stuck to my guns. I you know what I mean? I held my ground. I said, you're not gonna do that to me. And my no's no, and my yes is yes. And I'm sorry, but you gotta go. I love you, but you don't have control over me no more. You're not controlling me, and you're not lying to me, and you're not bringing me down. Yeah. Today, I went to work all week, and today was my 6th day of work. I'm going back to work tomorrow, my 7th day in a row. Man, it feels good. It feels good to go to work. I need to get back in that rhythm of waking up early, because I wake up at 5:30 in the morning. I wake up at 5:30 and I go to work, and the hardest part for me is getting out of bed. But as soon as I'm out of bed, I'm thanking the Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. And I get to work, and I'm in it. I get off work, and I feel good. I don't do nothing. I come home where, I come home, and I just chill. Get ready for work. And it feels good to work all week long. I don't have time for I don't have time for nothing. And I get a big fat reward, big old fat check. I make decent money, so I get a big old fat check. Amen. Praise the Lord. The Lord, this is just a blessing of the Lord. I told you the first thing that the Lord said. You open up your Bible. First thing He said, man, was till the garden. You got to work the garden. You got to work with your hands. You got to work. And there's blessings, because he knows how man is. We get in trouble. We get sidetracked. We get out there. Boy, we get out there. We're looking at girls. We're looking at drugs. We're looking at, all these things we want. It's not how it is. It's not how it is. Jessica Castro, my youngest daughter, I love her. She still talks to me. She still talks to me. She understands, and she's a good girl. She's never said nothing to my face, like never called me a name to my face, or in a text or over the phone. She's never said anything like that. If she felt it, she kept it inside. She never said that to me. She was never ugly like that. She's not ugly like that. Now, I pissed her off a lot. Me and her, we went round and round. But I've never said, and she's never said to me. So, she's real mature. And if we get angry at each other, that's one thing. But we love each other. We love each other enough to get past it, just like any parent does. How many parents out there that don't argue with their kids? How many that don't have, she's a beautiful girl. She's a beautiful girl, real smart girl, just like her mom. Her mom is smart, 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 and we all somehow use our blessings and our gifts for the wrong things. But anyways, I love you, Jessica. Just want to let you know I love you. Beautiful, you're beautiful. That must come from me. Bam, bam. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, but it feels good to work. It feels good to work. And so I'm going to this new life church. It's called New Life. It's a smaller setting. I went there and they had a good message. And a guy gets up there. He's talking about men. So he's going to start a men's group. And I've been asking the Lord. I said, Lord, I need that support. I need something because I don't have nobody. I'm just alone. I don't have a lady in my life, and that's okay. I would like one, but for now, that's fine. But what I do need is to be around other believers. I don't want to be alone. It's not good to be alone. I got my work, my other co-workers, and that's cool. But you know what I mean? I need some people who care about what I care about, who believe in what I believe in, who serve the Lord. So we're starting this men's group, and it's we need. I was having this problem with that girl I was telling you about, and I didn't have nobody to call to talk to get advice. Hey, you know what I mean? You need someone to talk to, and that's why. I mean, to me, it was my lady. I love having a lady. I love talking to my significant other about everything that I'm feeling. And I don't have that right now, and it hurts. It hurts that I don't have that, but it's okay because I did that to myself. I made bad decisions, bad choices. I ended up with girls that didn't have a relationship with the Lord, who, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying it was all them. It was me too. I take credit for, my part in me being alone right now. But I'm thinking right today. I'm thinking right, and it's fine. I'm happier alone than being with somebody who doesn't care about. I need to be with someone who cares about what they do. If I'm with someone who doesn't care about what they do, I need someone who cares about what they do. And if you don't care about what you do, I can't be with you. I don't want to be around you. You know what I mean? You gotta have respect for yourself. You gotta have a relationship with the Lord. You gotta care about what you do. You can't just be everywhere. You don't care about what you do. Anyways, I'm kind of just getting stuff off my chest, I guess. That's what this one was about. Besides, I wanted you to know what really happened in the streets of California, in Compton, when I was young. And believe me, it's true. And thank you for allowing me to come into your home again. Keep your head up, and don't ever stop your investigation. Don't ever believe everything. Don't believe everything you hear. Check it out. Check out what's going on. There's a lot of stuff going on in this world. A lot of stuff that they want you to. The history is trying to tell you to believe. History is a lie, and that's right there at your fingertips. You want to know something? Find out. Christopher Columbus. Meh. Sorry. Throw that one out the window. He wasn't the first one. Everything is basically a lie because you got and we'll talk about that as soon as I get it down right, where I can deliver the message right, where you can understand it, where it ain't all chopped up. We'll go there. Anyways, I gotta get up at 4:30. I gotta be at work at 4:30, so I gotta get up like at me. I'm lazy, so I'll get up at 3:30. You know what I mean? And jump out of bed real quick, and I'll be at work at 4:30. So I gotta relax a little bit. And I'm here alone, and I like that. I don't like being around someone who says they care about you, but they just lie into your face. I'd rather be alone. I'd rather be alone. I don't want to be around somebody that doesn't care about what they do. Anyways, bam, bam. I gotta go. Until then, look it. I love you. Thank you for allowing me into your home again. And bam, peace. The Lord loves you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Say something nice to somebody. Encourage somebody. Okay? Encourage somebody. And Merry Christmas. It's about the Lord. Not about presents. Not about gifts. If you have kids around, let them know that it's about the Lord. You know, it's you know what a nice thing to do is to start with your kids around Christmas. Show them how to give. Maybe you say, you know what, we're going to go out and take them to the park and have them pick up trash in the park. Get a bag, and whoever fills up gets the most trash in the bag gets a prize. You know what I mean? But everyone gets a prize. You know what I mean? But you just say that so they get into it. But everybody gets to go out and have a treat after. It's just this game you play with kids. Have them go scoop somebody's sidewalk. Show them how it is to serve, to care about people. Okay, don't show them just how it is to open up gifts and presents. Oh, this is what Christmas is all about. Show them how to give. That's what Christmas is giving. The Lord gave His life. Show them how to give. That's the most precious thing somebody can do, is to give something to somebody else for nothing. They're not asking anything in return. If you can get your kids to give from their heart young, to have them tuned in that way, watch the blessings. You're going to look at your kids and say, wow, look at these kids. And you'll see other, I'm not saying compare your kids to other kids, but you can't help but notice good kids from bad kids. You know what I mean? And when you have good kids and you've raised them right under the Lord, that's something to be proud of, because the Lord really thinks of you. He thought of you so much that He allowed you to take care of these kids. He said, take care of my children. So you had children, but they're the Lord's children. He said, take care of them. Take care of them, raise them right, teach them right. Put them in your custody. I'm going to call you the parents. You're the parents of my kids. Take care of my kids. Raise them right. Teach them how to give. Okay? God bless you. Love you. And bam! Till next time.